drafted by the Green Bay Packers back in 2000. So you walking down the road, and they call you up and say, Kabeer, we want you. What was that? How old were you at the time?
I had to be about 22 years old.
So
when
what
I
was
got
that?
drafted.
What was that like getting that call? We want you to play with us, the Green Bay Packers.
I guess like what you would say, it was amazing. But actually, obviously you got to go to college. In this case, I went to college.
Right.
And so after my fifth year in college at San Diego State University, I just had a good college career and, went to the combine. And from there, you kind of get an idea where you're going to get drafted. Not everybody's always drafted, but
Right.
I was drafted in the fifth round. At that time, they had 2 days. So I was drafted on the second day.
Right
and
on.
the first one from San Diego State.
And so did you grow up knowing that you wanted to be a football player?
No, it's truly by the grace of Yah that I end up playing, I guess, if you want to call it that way, because at that time I didn't know him like I know him today. But I just wanted to grow up and be a plumber. I wanted to be a plumber like my father. My father was a immigrant here. He did taxi cab, collects cardboards and did recycling type of stuff, and then eventually became a plumber, which I kind of remember my dad mostly. I used to work with my dad, so I used football. I just played football I was a rough kid, so I just thought it was a great opportunity to put all my roughness and just, here you got rewarded for destroying things. At the house, you got a whooping for breaking the walls. So
that's right.
So anyway, but yeah, I just went to school to be a plumber, but I ended up being good enough to actually get drafted. So it was truly I just went to school to be a business major, to learn how to run a business. And but I played good enough to actually get drafted by the Green Bay Packers.
So did they tell you that, or you realized you had become good enough to be drafted?
I mean, I was good enough. I became a starter at San Diego State my sophomore year.
Right.
So I knew I was good enough, but I always had the attitude that I want to be the best wherever I'm at. So if I'm at college, I want to be the best college player. You had this mentality that when people were in college and they had the potential to go to the league, people start preparing for that and saving themselves on the level of the college level or whatever level they're at.
Right.
And they end up not being as good as they could have been because they were saving themselves for the next level. I was the kind of guy that when that time come, I'll deal with it. But right now I'm going to be the best football player. I'm going to give it all that I got. And if it comes, it comes. If I get injured doing my very best, I'd rather go out that way than trying to save myself and leave great effort on the on the field. So
Yeah.
that was just my mentality. So when that time came, I did what I needed to do and to become draftable, and I got drafted.
Amazing, man.
Yeah.
So you grew up in LA. Where in LA did you grow up? I'm in LA now, as you know. Where in LA did you grow up?
Some people call it South Central Los Angeles, Crenshaw District.
Oh,
went to
yeah.
Crenshaw High School, went to Audubon, Dublin. They used to call it Dublin, but now it's Tom Bradley Elementary School. So I don't know where you at, but it's right there by USC. I mean, people don't know USC's in the hood, but
that's right.
But
so you went to Crenshaw? You went to Crenshaw, you say?
I went to Crenshaw High School.
Right
Yep.
on.
Yes.
I'm at Pico and La Cienega.
Okay, Pico. Okay, I know exactly where you are. Yes.
Yeah, West LA. Man, you would not recognize those areas over there now. Liberals have turned LA into a ghetto.
Really?
It's bad everywhere. It's awful. And so what made you move? So you grew up in a black area, predominantly black area, and then you moved to Wisconsin and you moved into a white area. What was that like for you?
Well, actually, before I went from LA to Wisconsin, I went to San Diego. I went to San Diego State. So San Diego is where I went from there for 5 years.
Oh, okay.
And then I got drafted by the Green Bay Packers. And I've been there ever since. It's been over 20 years. It's probably the longest place I ever lived. I thought it was a culture shock. It was a culture shock moving out here because at the time before, it's changed now, but it was mostly just Caucasians out here. And just the culture is different. People seem very friendly out here, very friendly, man.
Yeah.
The stuff that you see in the movies, the Andy Griffin show, people come up and welcome you to the neighborhood, bring you cookies. I mean, in LA back in the days, it's like, hey, are you trying to poison me or something? But here, people seem friendly, nice here. And so it was a culture shock, but you get used to it. It's like a small town, is a country of, You know, they call it the Cheesehead state or a title town. I mean, they really love their Green Bay Packers. So it was a culture shock coming from a big city to a small town.
And so a lot of black people, insecure blacks, they say, oh, when I'm around a lot of white people, I feel out of place or insecure. Did you ever get that feeling?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I've had that feeling, and the way I was able to overcome that was I say I want to be a good representation of my people. And so my thing was I'm going to show them that something good can't come out of the hood or LA or the hood or whatever. And so my attitude was I was going to make sure they had the best experience with somebody from my neck of the woods. My dad always instilled in me that I'm an ambassador. Wherever you go, you are the ambassador for the Gbaja-Biamila family.
Yeah.
You're the ambassador for the place you came from, the school you went to. So I always saw myself as an ambassador, but more importantly, I'm an ambassador of Jesus Christ.
Amazing. And in October 2007, I read that you broke the Green Bay Packers sack record with 69 sacks. And the record was previously held by Reggie White, an NFL Hall of Famer. And so what did that mean to you to break the record?
It meant a lot to me because Reggie White was somebody I looked up to. Still, I mean, obviously the late Reggie White,
yeah.
I looked up to, and just because of his stance on his faith, he was known for being a well-spoken Christian or believer in Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And he was also the minister of defense. They call him the minister of defense. So I played the same position he played. And so one of the goals when I got drafted, I had this thing that I do that whenever I start something, I always look to see what's my goal. And so one of the things I did, like I did at San Diego State, I looked at the back of the media guidebook, see who was the all-time sack leader. I didn't know at the time it was Reggie White,
right.
But I saw his name on there and I said, well, that's my goal. Literally my rookie year, that was my goal. Now, I don't know. I didn't know if I was going to do it or not, but I made that my goal. So I did everything in my power to train, to eat right, to do everything right to be able to break that record. So when I broke it, it was a great feat.
Did you ever meet Reggie White?
Yes, I got to befriend Reggie White. I actually, even before he passed away, he came to the games, gave me some pointers, even talked to him even when he came into the truth. When he started keeping the Torah, keeping the commandments of God, he actually revealed that to me in my rookie year, which was my second year as a Christian. I'm no longer a Christian, but when I was a Christian, he brought that to my attention, and it really was intriguing. But at that time, my wife at that time, she thought that was heretic or legalistic or legalism. Because I came from a Muslim background, so because of my Muslim, maybe that's why she said it was intriguing. So, but we did talk a lot over the phone and everything, but unfortunately he passed away.
Yeah.
As he was coming into the truth. So
yeah, I remember that. How many seasons did you play in the NFL?
I played 9 seasons. 9 seasons. I would just say officially, but my last season was half the season. So, but I get credit for 9 seasons.
Right on. And I wanted to ask you, at one point during your career, there was a big disagreement between you and your teammate, a guy by the name of Aaron Rodgers. And according to the Sports Illustrator, the team was in the locker room during training camp when you said, if this locker room blew up, 99% of you guys would go to hell. What the?
What the? Well, it was.
Let me ask first, did that really happen?
That did happen, yes. That really did happen.
And so what made you say it, and why did the room erupt?
Well, it was actually at the dorm where we were staying for training camp. It was on the court. It was in the court. It's an enclosed dormitory at a college that we stayed for training camp. And me and some guys just got into a disagreement, and I was just trying to share the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I read the Bible. I've read the Bible 8 times in my lifetime right now. And at that time when I was going through my reading, I read every day. And I was trying to save my teammates. I love my teammates. The Bible says to love your neighbors and stuff like that. And so I was trying to just get people saved and tell them that they need to repent and turn from their wicked ways. And somebody asked me and say, Well, I said, well, if this place blew up right now, 99% of the people will all go to hell.
Right.
And it got people to at least consider. I mean, it was kind of exciting, but then when you're in it, you don't like being persecuted because you want to be liked.
Right.
But people literally was thinking like, man, is he serious? So then all these people on the team start going to other Christians on the team. They say, I've never heard a Christian talk like this. Even Reggie White, even Reggie White never spoke like this. And they were just wondering, is it true what he's saying? And some people agreed with me because of the word, and some people disagreed or disassociated themselves from me, said, well, that's not how I come at it and stuff like that. So Aaron Rodgers just felt that at that time that if this is what Christianity is about, then I don't want to have anything to do with things. So he was saying I was a poor representation of Jesus Christ as a disciple of Jesus Christ because I was trying to provoke people into good works.
And so were you offended by their reaction? Did that get you upset, or did you feel like you were the only one in there? Or how was that for you personally?
Obviously I was hurt because I was hurt more by the Christians than I was by the people that didn't know the truth.
Right.
And when the people who said they were Christians did not support me, it was very few people that publicly supported me. If anything, they distanced themselves from me. And so that was hurtful because I thought we were on the same team. We're about our Father's business. So that was hurtful. But, like I said, Jesus warns us in John 16 that I tell you this, that don't be offended. Yeah. People will kick you out of the churches. Things are going to happen, but it still hurt. I mean, I'm a human being, Yeah. And so, yes, I was hurt, but it was mostly by Christians that I felt that I was betrayed by during that time.
And so are you and Aaron Rodgers friends now?
No. I mean, I don't have an issue with Aaron Rodgers. And I don't know what Aaron Rodgers thinks about me, but Aaron Rodgers is doing Aaron Rodgers, and I'm doing the things that pleases to God.